point. Not the fact that there are like black troops on deployment, because that's another consequence of like America exploiting underserved communities to consistently have like some function of a poverty draft. But
to be clear, also, the poverty draft, or the idea that it's only poor people, or that our military is even made up of majority poor people, is not true. There's no data that supports that. That's just not a true claim, but we can pretend it is, I guess. Okay.
Actually, a really important point. Not the fact that there are like black troops on deployment, because that's another consequence of like America exploiting underserved communities to consistently have like some function of a poverty draft. But this part, where she talks about like how America puts black people into positions of power to specifically justify heinous acts. That part is absolutely correct, and it is deliberate. I mean, it's like it's the Colin Powell phenomena. Like it's the fact that like the
That's such a God. He's such a disgusting piece of shit. He's making reverse DEI arguments. Is that? Does he think that Colin Powell was just like an affirmative action pick? That like the Bush administration was so concerned with black representation that they just picked Colin Powell, who had no qualifications or no background at all? They're like
black people into positions of power to specifically justify heinous acts. That part is absolutely correct, and it is deliberate. I mean, it's the Colin Powell phenomena. Like it's the fact that like the UN ambassadors are black. Like you that is deliberate. That is 100% deliberate. Like that's on purpose. Like these are people playing the role of a shield.
Right, it's the same reason for Biden's
how old is Hasan again? Maybe he was living in Turkey at this time when 9/11 and all that shit happened? Like, how many people were like, okay, well, I don't know if we can go along with this, but it is Colin Powell who's also speaking to us, and he is black. Like, if I say the video is quiet, will I get banned? No, because it is quiet. Never made this.
Press secretary.
Yeah, exactly. It's just like a very cynical and very racist way in which, like, this doesn't mean that like black people don't deserve to be in that position at all. That's not what I'm saying. This is the other side of like, this is how
I'm not saying that black people don't deserve to be there. I'm just saying that when you are there, it's just because you're a token piece of shit. Nobody actually thinks you're qualified for the job, and they're just using you. You understand that you would say this, Hasan would say this about any black person in all of the government, because he thinks the entire American government is evil and corrupt and bad, right? So every black person must be a token, because they're all being used to further the evilness, right? Like,
the other side of like the way liberals also basically put forward like a shield of race to whitewash their actions. I don't like this take, brother. I mean, look, it's
like the shield of, like, my brother, you are so poisoned by recent American politics. There was no shield of race after 9/11. We openly hated Arabs here. That was no secret, bro. Everybody hated Arabs in America after 9/11. Bro, in New York, they were trying to outlaw having mosques, okay? Anywhere near where the smoldering remains of the two towers were there. Nobody was trying to be racially sensitive after 9/11. What does this take?
Cornel West, who said black faces in high places will not be able to undermine white supremacy. This is a white supremacist reinforcement, ultimately. That's what it is. Catalyst of a TikTok live argument, yeah. At the college protest you went to, they sent a black faculty leader to talk to the students. Yeah, that was UCLA. Liberals love doing this shit. Actually, a really important point. Not the fact that there are like black troops on deployment, because that's
I wonder how much research Hasan was doing today. How many Twitter tabs do we got open? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 14 tweets. He must have been doing a lot of reading today. Plus 1 TikTok, 2 YouTube videos, and an article from the Associated Press. Damn. Why is nobody asking why Destiny has ready-to-go clips with 3 views for Hasan? Is he literally preparing for anti-Hasan propaganda? Smiley face. This is the definition of obsession. Or maybe when I'm not streaming, sometimes my fans watch Hasan and they make a streamable and they go, hey, watch this and react. But who knows? What is this?
Permanent genocide, actually.
Do you want the SS training your police?
Yeah.
Do you want everyone from the bug catcher to the senator from your state vetted by the political arm, the international political lobbying arm?
Oh, I'm sorry. I can't use sound effects on this.
Permanent genocide, actually.
Do you want the SS training your police?
Yeah.
Do you want everyone from the bug catcher to the senator from your state vetted by the political arm, the international political lobbying arm?
The lieutenant governor is what he's talking about. Like, oh my God, that shit was so crazy.
Yeah. Do you want them vetting every candidate you vote for, training your police? How many weapons are enough? How many weapons are you willing to give them at cost for nothing, even? So that this can go on forever, so that they never have to truly face the consequences of the world that they have created around themselves.
Who, am I supposed to know who they're talking about? Am I just not? Listen, hold on. Who the fuck are they talking about?
Permanent genocide, actually.
Do you want the SS training your police?
Yeah.
Do you want everyone from the bug catcher to the senator from your state vetted by the political arm, the international political lobbying arm?
The lieutenant governor is what he's talking about. Like, oh my god, that shit was so crazy.
Yeah.
Israel?
Do you want them vetting every candidate you vote for, training your police? How many weapons are enough? How many weapons are you willing to give them at cost for nothing, even? So that this can go on forever, so that they never have to truly face the consequences of the world that they have created around themselves.
Yeah.
And that we have to.
That's the other aspect of it. Like all the Black Lives Matter protests, we're talking about the disproportionate targeting of black people by police. Like post 9/11, IDF has trained every single police department in this country. You know what I mean?
Is that true? Post 9/11, the IDF has trained every single police department in the United States. What is he linking to, or what is he referring to there? That sounds like a lot of. That sounds like a lot of IDF people coming to the United States to train. It wouldn't surprise me if our entire police force is probably like 1/10 the size of like the entire population of Israel. How many active police officers are there in the United States? Isn't it like 1 million officers? How many active police officers are in the United States? In 2022, there were 708,000 full-time law enforcement officers. Okay. Jesus. What's the meme with the two people passing each other in the cars? Like one has to be like 92% of 20 to 30-year-old women being flown to Dubai, and then they're crossing the 98% of the IDF being flown to the United States to train cops. Like, okay.
Brothers, we're talking about the disproportionate targeting of black people by police. Like post 9/11, IDF has trained every single police department in this country. You know what I mean? Like kettling, corralling as a strategy that actual Black Lives Matter protesters experienced was like common practice from the IDF, counterterrorism practices that they taught to American police precincts all the way from New York City, which also happens to have a division in Tel Aviv, down to like Terre Haute, Indiana. You know what I mean? It's not like this was like it's not like this is only in the big cities or whatever. This is like across the board. That's crazy.
What are they? This sounds like the stupidest thing I've ever heard in my entire life. Like there are so many. This is so stupid on so many different levels that like Israeli counterterrorism was employed or deployed against Black Lives Matter protesters. Like it was like this horrible, terrible. Like how many BLM protesters got in the whole summer of rioting? Like he's making it sound like Israel, the genocide pros, came to the U.S. to teach our cops how to also be genocide pros, and then the BLM protesters all got genocided. Like what?
So it does actually reinforce white supremacy in America as well, because it's simply white supremacy already in the form of our foreign policy upon the global south.
I think a lot of the stuff you see of people just, acting cynically, whether it is like, Isaac Edward Devore saying that Shapiro was like singled out, or whether it is whatever influencer anywhere trying to sow division, anything, any type of like just broad cynicism you see of this that is like, a misdirection in nature. It is trying to get you to think about anything, something else other than the direct angle of this. That is someone who is fully aware that all of this is a stain on all of us. It is a stain, a mark on every American. It is them trying not to think about that. And they're trying to convince themselves.
Okay, this is retarded. This sounds like some here from a griper. I don't even know what to...
I appreciate that, Destiny.
All right, bye.
Remember to hit that like and subscribe, and don't forget the notification bell so that my videos show up right in your feed.